Today I want to talk to you about how to calculate part-time annual leave. Recently, a relative of mine who owns a salon asked me to help her calculate 2 of her part-time employees' annual leave. I asked her for 3 pieces of information. I firstly asked her for the number of hours each employee worked and over which days. I then asked for how many hours a full-time employee works. And thirdly, I asked for the amount of annual leave a full-time employee receives. Today we're going to work through one of those examples. The employee works a total of 16 hours a week, 8 hours on a Friday and 8 hours on a Saturday. This excludes lunch breaks. A full-time employee works 37.5 hours over 5 days a week, and a full-time employee would also receive 20 days annual leave plus 8 bank holidays in a year, which is the statutory requirement. Now we're going to do the calculations in 2 parts, first focusing on the annual leave and then the bank holidays. What I'm first going to calculate is the full-time equivalent for this individual. So first of all, I'm going to grab my calculator and I am going to take the 16 hours the employee works, then dividing that by 37.5 hours, which is a full-time employee's hours at this company, which gives me a total of 0.42, which I will round up to 0.43 as ends with a 6, which gives us the FTE. Now we have the FTE, full-time equivalent, we can work out what the annual leave is for this individual. Now we take 20 days, which is what a full-time employee would receive, multiply that by 7.5 hours, which is a full-time employee's working day, and then multiply that by the FTE of 0.43, which gives us a total of 64.5 hours. Now we're going to move on to calculating the bank holidays. Now, without having a calendar to hand, we're going to assume that there are 8 bank holidays like there are normally. And what I would first do is look at how many of those bank holidays fall on the individual's working days. So the individual only works one weekday, which is a Friday. And I'm going to guess that there may be one bank holiday that lands on a Friday. That could be different because I'm not looking at a calendar. But if we assume that that individual just works one of the bank holidays for that year. Now, first I'm going to look at the bank holidays that the individual is entitled to. So I'll take 8 bank holidays, multiply that by 7.5 hours, which is a normal working day if you worked full-time at that company, and then multiply that again by the 0.43 FTE that we calculated earlier, and then that gives the employee a total of 25.8 hours bank holidays. But if they work on one of those bank holidays, we need to subtract that amount of hours from this total figure. So we're saying she works one of those, so we'll subtract 8 hours because that's how many hours she works. Then that leaves her with 17.8 hours of bank holidays to use that year. We then add that to the 64.5 hours of annual leave that we calculated earlier. That gives her a total of 82.3 hours annually to use in that year, which we would round up also. If you have any questions or you want any help in how to calculate your part-time workers' annual leave, please feel free to drop me a message or comment on this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.